We are tWoTcast, episode 364.
You forgot to play the music that starts the countdown to the show.
Is that what? We are tWoTcast episode 364.
No, he does not. No. Okay. All right, everyone, shut the f*** up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go. We are tWoTcast. Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time Reread Podcast. Explicit in R. Freaking rated. Jono's the wild card. Always talking shit. Joe's the straight man. He's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
We are
You're viewing tWoTcast, the Wheel of Time Reread podcast. Now covering the Wheel of Time.
Yeah?
Like we always do.
Like we always do. Straight to
With
farm.
me as always is Jono.
No.
And I'm Joe, and Tom's not here, because he's not always here like he claims to be.
Piece of shit. But he claims he will be here next week.
In theory.
He actually volunteered information that I did not expect. Like, he was like, I could today, but maybe next week. And I expected him to just never.
I was honestly expecting him to be done forever. Like, in all seriousness, I was like, he's never coming back. or maybe it'll be a year from now, and he'll be like, I kind of feel like doing it again. Yeah. He's going to get back right in time for the show, which we all know he loves.
Yeah, and he'll have nothing negative to say. Man, I really wish we just had like a brand, like a 20-second Tom just like rant about. Should we just
a super cut of all the times Tom's just bashed and said horrible things about the show?
Yeah, we should just call Tom.
I mean, yeah, we could get maybe. You know what? We should have done that. We should have just had him call in for like
give
5
out his
minutes.
number
He
all
doesn't
day.
have to do the whole episode. You just,
Yeah.
you can just be here for a minute.
Yeah. I love this idea. We'll give him a minute before we get ready. But
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
well, it's good to see you, Joe. I haven't seen you.
Let's call Tom and put his number up on the screen for everyone to call him. It's good to see you too, buddy. How you been?
I'm great. I'm great.
Good.
Yeah. Had an MRI on my knee today.
Oh yeah, and you're still great.
Yeah, still great. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. At the very least, it was nice to spend some money in the healthcare system because there's not enough of that. So you're welcome. What about you?
I've been good.
Exciting updates. Well, that's our show for this week.
The two children and job, and like I blink and it's been 3 weeks since I hung out with you, so I'm a little upset. That kind of stuff.
Well, why don't you come by soccer after soccer on Sunday?
If I was in after soccer, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, if I was in any shape whatsoever, I would play with you.
Yeah. It's only 100 degrees here in Georgia too. What the fuck's the deal, man?
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's
hey, hit like and subscribe because we like to chill.
Yeah. We like to domscribe. Is that what that would be? Like if you're the subscriber, we're a domscriber.
Yeah. just forcing our scribe everywhere it's not supposed to go.
This pin's going all in you. But yeah. No, but we're good. And I think we've got a great show today. After you and I get done with the weirdness, we'll just have...
if people think it's weird that we haven't brought Taffy out yet, it's because she's not here yet. She's coming a little later, and we don't care.
Yeah, it's fine.
We love having Taffy on, so like whenever she deems it necessary. We were going to talk about the show news. There's a lot of show news. So you want to talk about The Wheel of Time Season 2?
So tell me, what is The Wheel of Time?
Now, The Wheel of Time is a book series written by Robert Houdin.
That sounds exciting. Yeah. Let's talk about it. What do we want to start with? Do we want to start with the trailer?
Well, yeah, since we never watched the actual trailer for the show, why don't we I'll just put it on mute and we can just let it play and just talk through it.
I have some first thoughts before we even get to it. Is it weird to you that the trailer is actually not really it should be because there's also at the end of season 1 they've now added on in a weird way.
Well, yeah, that was a weird.
Shouldn't that be a trailer? Because by definition, it's trailing season 1.
It's an excellent question.
Thank you.
It's the prologue.
Yeah.
Book 2, which is the Dark Friend Social, is what you're talking about. The scene that they added on to episode 8.
That's correct.
Which I think is very strange. If I could play, I don't think I can. I think Amazon would if I tried to load it up in StreamYard, Amazon would be like, get that out of here.
Yeah.
Or just be a black screen probably. But and I'm sure there's ways to get that video illegally, but I don't do those things. You don't do those? I don't do illegal things to get videos so we can talk about
what illegal things do you do?
But the video, the trailer, I mean, is on YouTube, so you can just watch it.
Yeah. Well, let's actually cue something up and talk about it.
Let's just watch this, and then we'll discuss everything as a whole.
Angry people in the chat, we want to know your thoughts because your anger is what we want to channel. That's come, and her tits look weird.
Those are knees, Jono.
Oh, I get very confused.
But first, the prologue.
God, Leandrin's.
I mean, these are such quick flashes of scenes.
You should just.
I'm sure nerdier shows than us have slowed it down and looked at it, but
that was the girl from The Ring, right? Just kind of like her hair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to know what to think. The accepted test looks.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, this is something that exists in my nightmares.
Channel the taint, not anger. Thank you. I mean, I think Rand looks awesome. I think Land looks awesome. Rand looks like she's wearing more like kimono style clothing, which might be because of where she's at. But other than that,
We should press pause.
There's more Matt. Matt's obviously still dealing with the dagger, I guess.
Logan? I've got so many...
That's odd, right?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Turok looks kind of interesting.
It's pretty cool. You can see a glimpse of the horn there.
Yeah. Not a very practical outfit.
I always imagined it being bigger, but I guess, that makes sense that it's not gigantic. This should be something that's like small and you could carry on a horse.
I had a hard time with what Tom Maryland's harp should be because I was like, this is a woefully impractical thing. Like, what are those?
No, it's supposed to be like a little U-shaped
thing.
It's
like, small.
Yeah. There's lots of people in chat to say hi to. Hi, Wild Man Wyatt.
Yeah.
We always enjoy your comments. Noman Gardens here. Iris Bear, who hung out with us for one of the first times, I think, recently.
No.
Or maybe just not often. Evening Beach.
I
DK Moon. 100 is fine. You just need water.
Yeah, thank you, DK Moon. That's a very good point. Yeah. Like a real dumbass after all that.
Water? I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Ayush is here. How did I miss that? Oh, there he is.
tWoTcast
and Taffy Bennington going to be a fun show. Yes, it will be fun when she gets here.
Yeah. I don't exist yet.
Yeah. I love the Shan Chan clothes, though. They recreated the armor pretty well, Ayush says. I agree. I really enjoy I like the costuming that they've done so far with the Shan Chan. They look properly bizarre and weird and, with the nails and the mouthpiece and like everything's bizarre. And I kind of love it.
I've always hated, like, as a reader, I've always hated the Shan Chan's nails. And like their styles.
It makes no sense practically.
Yeah, well, there's that too. I also don't like, again, not to sound sexist. Whoops, too late. I don't like my women's hair, shaven. I find it pretty that's not my thing. So to find, there's an entire race of like people that just like, once you get rich, man, you just start like, not actually how it goes, but just kind of like, that's not really my thing. And
you don't like half shaven heads?
No. Very confusing. Yeah. Because they always shave one leg, Joe.
Yeah.
What a weird sensation that would be.
I mean, Perrin has full fur capris on, so like, he would probably be better off in the Shan Chan culture.
It really would be. I wish that they spent more time on this discussion. Only the podcast is going to get this in depth on what the pubic hair probably looks like for the Shan. There may be a couple of them.
I'll scrub through it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a white tower again. Moraine's oddly shaped breasts.
But she can suck her on tits, and that's always fun to watch.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Yeah, she can.
Yeah.
brief mural fade there.
That actually is what my real life picture of my wife.
I mean, Egwene channeling here looks cool. I mean, I
think they updated the weaves, right? They look a little more.
And I think they're supposedly they're going to be like adding more colors and stuff into it to like represent the different elements of the weaves and stuff. So like, if that's the case, like I think that's cool. There's a scene from the Dark One Social.
Hey, we can't wait to talk about that in about
10 seconds.
Yeah, all right, too.
Ishmael having an orgasm.
Getting ready to sign in now.
Girl from the Ring.
Yep. Who, by the way, she is really in the minces going.
Okay, let's discuss this a little bit, I guess. This better be right before she disrobes. I'm a stickler for that book detail. I want sweat tents. I want Shan Chan bathhouses. I mean Shinerian bathhouses.
Yeah. I can't wait till we get to the point, because if you remember how they wash themselves in the sweat tents was just like a piece of metal and some soap, and then they just like sluice it off a little bit. I think that could go real well on TV.
Just like a squeegee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we have like, do you know how much content that all of the content creators on YouTube that do anything the Wheel of Time got out of like 2 seconds of Land's ass? Like, I mean, just imagine what we could do with a whole sweat tent full of people.
We're such a recent version of this. Like, I think this trailer's been out for a couple weeks. Here we finally are. Yeah.
We're just like, why isn't she naked? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't it? Well, it's not the accept. Is it the accepted test they do it too, or is it just the? I don't remember.
What?
Yeah, it's the accepted test. Yeah, Tom and Land bathing with 2 boys. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
totally normal. That's totally normal.
Listen, I'm not just talking about women here. I'm talking about in general.
Boys.
Just all naked bodies.
Yeah. Now this seems exciting. Thanks for pausing on that.
No, it's very good. It's very good. Yeah.
I mentioned this. I don't know if this is supposed to be a desert and therefore like the waste, or if this is just kind of what the area around Falme looks like, because it's. I don't know where to go.
I
want
to assume it's probably like closer to Falme and not the Aiel waste.
Yes, please be true.
Well, we don't. I mean,
yeah.
I know there's Aiel in this season, but like that doesn't necessarily mean we see the waste per se. You know,
because we've seen this thing that looks like Rand walking into the desert. But I don't know if maybe it's just dry somewhere, right? Maybe it's very
yeah. I mean, a coastal city like Falme could look like this, like on the outskirts. This could be, they're riding in.
You should see what it looks like in the outskirts.
5 plus several others ride forth, Oh, it's obviously Perrin. He does not have a banner.
No.
Okay, what do you think about this? I mean, that's obviously Lanfear, right?
Yeah, I'm not really digging how she looks there personally. It's not hitting for me.
I think the Lanfear confirmation was good. Hi, Dana Lou.
Oh, hi, friend. It should be noted, and I will not quote the man directly, but one of the editors doesn't like Rand's hair. Yeah. Nova Gardner, you're quite right.
At least one of the editors that we talk to on a frequent basis.
Who may or may not be a male. But also, so Nova Gardner, you're right, that does show it looking dry, unlike Lanfear here. But it does rain a fuck ton at that point in the book.
I think they look good together. They fit well. Even the age difference doesn't seem shocking or
it doesn't
that bad. Hashtag team hair. Dana wants his hair back. Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. They could have just let it get. I mean, he had another movie he was doing, I think, where he shaved his head or something, or had a weird haircut. So I think that's why they did this. But it would have been cool if they went way longer first, and this is like later on Rand, or like full Aiel Rand or something. I don't know. It looks hard boiled. We can't move past his head.
Team Moist. That should have been what Moist Rain should have been.
He does look like a straight badass, though, in these scenes.
Yeah.
Land doesn't look any different. I do love Daniel Henney, but there's really no reason to stop there.
I don't like that exchange, by the way. So what we're hearing is the exact opposite of what I feel it should have been. Because right now, and again, I don't know the context. I haven't watched the show somehow. Right now, Swan is telling Moraine that Moraine cannot control what Rand does, and that to me is the exact opposite of what made Moraine awesome.
Oh, she's talking about Celine's hair, and then Iris Bear says, "Well, they haven't heard. Obviously not. What are you guys talking about? Maybe there's something weird that I don't know."
There's a good chance that it's Celine and not.
Hi, Overseers. Oh yeah, Celine. That's what I meant.
Not Lanfear. Yeah,
that's what I meant.
It bothers me that like Swan's the one telling Moraine that you can't control the dragon, when in reality it's the opposite of what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, thank you, Lauren.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, my lovely one.
Also, that ice is like the loudest on-point ice.
She was like swirling it around. I'm like, there's a microphone in the room, right?
Oh,
it's okay. What were you saying? Yeah, because are you talking about the spoke in the wheel thing comment?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Also, I'd like to take this moment to every time remind everyone that she is in Ace Ventura 2, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Good.
Yeah, every time.
Good.
Yeah.
It's controversial.
What's controversial?
I don't know. Oh, let me see. There's a contingent of tot who think that is a hood on Celine. What, a hood?
What's wrong with a hood on Celine?
Now I have to go back and look. Oh, I see what they're saying.
Oh,
I mean, there is cloth there.
Yeah, there's cloth.
I don't know if it's a hood or something she has like wrapped around her hair.
Yeah,
but her hair is definitely there on the top of her head, her forehead, and like the side of her temple. You know,
we're the this is cutting edge stuff because like this is shit.
Yeah, I'm just like everyone's like, you idiots! Everyone's talked about this 8 years ago.
Yeah,
I went way too far. This is what I want to see. Look at this.
Yeah,
that looks so good.
That looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, Taffy's backstage. Should we bring her out?
Yeah. Let's hope she rescues our confusion. Also, Tom.
It's the Twitter of time. Listen, we don't use Twitter of time here, okay? It's just twats. I was talking about Suwon. Okay. Let's just bring out old Taffy Bennington, shall we? Hi, Taffy.
Hi, Taffy.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my god!
Let's get this crap off the screen for a second. I missed you.
Shit. Hi.
We're just randomly talking about season 2 because we knew you were going to be on time, and then I was just like, you know what? Now that you're here, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lots of action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was an article that came out like today or yesterday or something, or like just recently that was like, it's going to have the biggest battle ever seen or something like that. I was like, what? What does that mean?
Right. So we can assume that's fall, right?
No,
yeah, it's got to be.
It's false.
False.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you would set yourself up for like critique or failure that way. Like, don't say that, and then you're fine.
Movies with battles and there's.
I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe it's just fantasy shows or something. Or I don't know. Maybe they're including Game of Thrones in that.
The Rings movies had insane battles, and that was
there's no way there's no way they're accounting Lord of the Rings but movies.
Of the things that happen on a show, like as far as fantasy goes, like the actual battle generally, especially if the larger it is with armies, I don't give a fuck, right? Like let it happen, that kind of thing. Dana Lou, by the way, is referring to anything,
Dana Lou,
not just what Joe's saying.
Yeah, Dana, tell them.
I don't really like. I want to see the characters interact, right? I want to see some bad
ideas. Our audience knows Tom well.
Yeah,
it's never here.
By the way, Tom did respond.
Oh, we should have tell Tom to set his camera up outside and just have the crickets, though.
That's nice. Fucking great.
How's Tom doing?
He's good. He's got a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, send me pictures of your baby.
His response when I asked if he'd watched any of the trailers of the Dark Friend Social was, God, no.
I can't wait to have Tom back right in time for the show.
Did you guys talk about that yet?
The show in general?
No, the little clip
when Tom will be back
added to the end of season of
no, we haven't. We were about to. Yeah, okay. We were kind of just talking about the trailer for a second because we hadn't really discussed
that's cool.
it. But...
I haven't talked to anybody about the trailer, so
okay. Well, we're
except for myself in my head.
We're almost halfway through it.
Yeah.
I don't know. What was your impressions of the trailer overall so far, Taffy? What do you think about it?
Perfect.
The costumes are bitchin'.
You know what? I may be the best response possible for the show so far.
Well,
yeah, and the costumes and
Taffy does not say mean things.
Yeah.
Ever. So maybe she was struggling to respond.
I don't really have anything bad to say. I just you never do. Well, No, that's not true.
That's not what she's saying.
I was talking a lot of shit earlier.
About me?
About Jono.
Yeah, about Jono. Yeah, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. I mean, there was a few times in season 1 where I felt really connected to the show.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Like when Tom with the fade inside the family's farmhouse, inside the farmhouse. I was like, oh, this feels very Robert Jordan, like the going in and out of the shadows. Like it was very perfect for the descriptions of how fades move. Like I'm like, this is really
I like
cool.
that. Yeah, you're right.
There was there's some of times I was like, oh, okay, this feels like the same universe.
Good job getting Lanfear, by the way, there in the background, or Celine.
Do you think this? I mean, I was like, is this like? It looks like almost she's doing something to him, but then it's like, but that also looks so much like how when he was channeling a minute ago, that I'm like, maybe he's looking at the Choden cow right now.
Oh, that part.
And she's like, "What are you doing? Come on!"
That is one of like the still most like goosebump inducing.
I know, I love that scene.
Yeah.
I'm gonna count on nothing being like exactly how we're gonna like it's because I've embraced the whole thing of like it's a retelling. It's like 5 spins of the wheel or whatever, like
I feel like a lot of people that are on board for liking the show at all are embracing that aspect as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is why Tom hates it still.
Yeah, Tom's
very narrow-minded.
And that's fine. I mean, because it's
but you're embracing it.
Yeah, it's a tough thing. Like I'm open mind for season 2. I closed my mind towards the end of season 1. So we'll see where this goes. Right? We're going to assume, different restrictions, etc., and all that shit. But it was kind of tough certain parts to keep a thumbs up. Like real excited for this. But that being said, at the end of the day, guess what? I'm always excited for this because I can talk about twat all day and get to that is bizarrely what I'm supposed to do. So, fuck yeah.
So all right. Well,
let's hurry it up here. Let's get to the shit.
There's some comments here. Hold on.
Oh,
I like that actor as Lanfear.
Yeah,
she's cool.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I was just saying that as well. I like her casting. Dana Lou said, I do not see taint on those weaves. I think she is compelling him in some way, which that's true. That could be it. But also in season 1, the taint like traveled up the flows sometimes after he began to do stuff. So that doesn't necessarily mean just because you don't see it yet doesn't mean it's not coming. Could just be the on its way.
Fascinating question though, right? Like will we be seeing that? Because obviously they've changed how flows go, and I'm cautiously optimistic as well. Like that really kind of just changed like what our assumptions should or should not look like. I've always loved the descriptor of like anytime you have to like grab the Sidon, you reach through oil, right? Everything else thereafter is fairly pure, but just the act of it, like you sully yourself, which I do twice a day.
Noah Garden said, I think this is definitely Choden Cal, and we'll get the same till Shade is gone, quote, without a previous mention to the show. Without a previous mention to show his memory bleed. Interesting.
Yeah. Again, he's just sitting there. Like, I just finished reading Great Hunt like last week because I was just doing like a slow reread.
I'm close. I'm getting there.
Yeah. Well, good for you. It's such a fucking awesome scene where he's just on his horse and like murmuring to himself, losing his mind, and then just screams. And everyone's just like, "What's wrong with that guy?
What in the world?"
And
I thought he had gotten off his horse and like walked towards the cliff edge. Did he?
No, the horse barely. Like it's only. Is it Cloud or Red?
I think it's still red.
Yeah,
it's red. Yeah, Cloud's later
is able to because Cloud's from the Two Rivers. Whoopsie to that guy, horse. Walk backwards. Like that's the only reason he didn't just like fall right in, is because the horse was smart enough to, walk back.
Oh, to back him off. Okay, gotcha.
Anyway, let's move on. Also, it looks kind of like a penis tip over his shoulder until you realize.
Oh, glad you're here, Jono. Glad you're here.
It's true.
Let me see here. The real quick. Dana Lee said, I want the world to feel big and there to be at And to at least feel like there are whole armies clashing on like episode 108, and then Noman Garden before that comment though had said Falm should be like 200 white cloaks plus heroes against 1,000 white Shan-Chan.
So
seems right-ish.
Yeah, no one was asking for a rehash of book 2, but that battle may be the most goosebump-inducing moment all the way up through possibly Fires of Heaven. Like that whole battle when Matt blows the horn because they don't know what the fuck else to do. It's so fucking awesome, and if they mistreat it, I will be very upset. But best of luck to them.
What if What if the whole battle's all stop motion, like Army of Darkness, like the Army of Darkness?
Yes.
One guy with a chainsaw.
The CGI
was like so good. We had saved a ton of money.
I love all this CGI, but I really need some old school 80s lightning hands. Like Emperor Palpatine,
That'd
Big Trouble.
rad.
It was everywhere. Skeletor.
Joe, can you do me a favor? Get this off my fucking screen. I don't know why I'm so irritated.
Why you don't like them talking?
I don't understand why I'm so irritated seeing Logain talking to
just
Rand.
chatting with Rand. Yeah,
it is
weird.
like
he's eating like oatmeal.
It's just like, how's your porridge? He's like, it's pretty good. Could use some brown sugar.
Taffy, it's pronounced scroatmeal.
It's I'm sorry.
Scroatmeal.
Oh, delicious.
Look at these motherfuckers just arriving in some shit town. There's more gold on their helmets than in their entire bank system. You peasants. You don't know what you're doing.
What is your foreign exchange?
Doesn't Turok look like one of the Goa'uld from Stargate?
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah. But I love that shit. Like, it looks awesome.
I can't wait to see them use those nails in practical use.
What do you think he's going to be doing?
Really fast. And what if they slice?
Yeah, I want them to be really skilled with it. Just be like Edward Scissorhands, and be like, look, it's a head shaped like a ship.
That's the real.
They made the ribbed sails.
The villagers' haircut. That would be awesome.
Yo, what were you saying about the jewelry, Taffy?
Oh yeah, it's very Goa'uld technology. I'm not saying it's a ripoff. I'm just saying it's like an homage, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that's what I see when I look at, especially Turok.
Those are obviously dinosaur bones.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it does have dinosaurs.
Oh, I haven't been on for a little bit, so I'd like to say hello to my fellow tWoTcast fans, the fellow fans.
Well, that's so
you guys.
Nice of you.
Hello, buddies.
Are you saying hello to your fellow the fans of tWoTcast?
People were saying hi to you, Taffy, before the show started.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm
you don't have to apologize. They should be saying hi to you.
I'm saying hi to my friends that are.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
tWoTcast.
Do you like this little hint of the Horn of Valair that we get to see? Oh, look, it's a little bit of taste there. A little bit. That's all you get.
It's cool. I love the design that they really.
It looks like it's very serpent. Like there's going to be
serpentine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sinuous.
Like there's going to be some sort of design shaped into it, as well as like the saying that's in the
graves
itself.
My call.
Yeah.
That's
he does. He looks pretty awesome, though. I have to say, Turok does not disappoint.
And that's them blowing up prehistoric jungle, like in Turok the Dinosaur Hunter.
Yeah, because there's a T-Rex coming.
Yeah. Did you guys see this little girl's face? Watching.
Not for long.
Does it show it?
There's a shot of her.
Maybe in a second. Well, there's Elaine and Egwene.
She looks like the princess at the end of Neverending Story.
Oh, is that what it is? The second you said she looks like the princess, I was like, Neverending Story?
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't show her face in this. Or maybe it did earlier. I don't know. We don't have
right before.
We don't need to go back through and find it. Or maybe hopefully we will find it.
By the way, it should be noted that was clearly Nynaeve doing her accepted test in the midst of
Yeah, there was also a shot of her like holding a bloody knife or something.
Yeah.
Too, or something with blood on her.
And that
looked like it was still
from The Witcher.
That looks like the Aiel, which is weird that they're on horseback.
That better not fucking be. Let's just leave it at that. Just next.
Okay.
Just next.
Better not fucking be.
Yeah.
Leandrin in front of that. What? Why would she care or be there?
That was just a barrel of or a bucket of cum.
Well, now I know what you're talking about.
That's what she's. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
she's
she
collecting
does.
it. She has that dude like over down by the. What was the Marine said?
Never ending story was the Empress. That's true.
Oh, Empress. All right.
And then
she's
we
just a
can't
young bitch.
have two Empresses.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So this is what I've been paying to see. Why are you laughing?
I just thought of something funny from earlier.
Yeah, she was just. It was just a joke. I told her a joke earlier.
Yeah. It took me a while to get it, but I just got it.
It took a
you
while.
got it right away. You were just like, I'm going to laugh on a show for you. And I was like, oh, that's nice.
This is understandably and disappointingly not as sexual.
Wait, what is that brief? Maybe they're channeling the gate, the archway.
Could be
It looks just like it.
Yeah. Well, it's not really an arch. Not really an arch from what I see. It looks very square. Very disappointing.
Well, I mean, the arch was really rough stone, and it only arched at the top.
Well, yeah.
Well, you can't see the top, Jono. There's Elaine. She's my favorite character.
Yeah. So far, she's done nothing annoying.
You know what's frustrating about me hating Elaine and this person playing her in real life? It's now now my hatred feels like it's pointed towards a human being and it feels wrong.
I wasn't expecting that.
I don't like it. I don't want to hate this person. She looks lovely. She looks like to be a lovely human being.
Well, maybe this Elaine
won't be as fucking annoying.
Well, remember this.
Not the same one.
This is book 2 Elaine as well.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Book 2 Elaine's not that bad. You're right, Joe.
Yeah.
No, I did. Yeah, I did like her.
I don't know about like.
I did.
You liked her.
I did. I liked her.
I did not actively disdain her at this point. That's true.
Fuck you, Joe. She was fine.
Matt would he'd be cursing and she's trying to memorize it and moving her lips, practicing the words, the bad curse words and stuff. I thought that was so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
She does seem, let's put it this way, on the opposite end of the age spectrum from Lanfear. So seeing Rand with Lanfear and then seeing Rand with potentially her later, it's like, that's a little weird.
Well, if you remember, it does say I like all flavors.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to live forever.
Yeah. That's what Calendar is, a giant sex machine.
Maybe Mirren or Celine, maybe she tried going for a more mature look this time because it suits this lose this time around. Or what they've been through the last 4 wheels.
So maybe
the last few times being a young chit hasn't worked out for her, so she's trying she's trying on the old bent look.
Older chicks now.
Man, I had this tight Theron joke queued up instead because of
tight Theron. Get out of
tight
here.
Theron. Yeah. Instead of loose. Okay. Yeah.
I love all of RJ's characters. Thank you, Wadaholic. That's good.
Yes, I do too.
What's happening here?
This is it's Avienda veiling and then she's flipping and fighting people. I can't wait to see Avienda. I'm super psyched to see Avienda fighting.
Well, she's a quarter of fucking badass as she should be.
I wish this show looked more. I mean, I didn't want it to rip off, but I wish it looked more like The Witcher.
I haven't watched The Witcher, so I don't know what you mean by that. But Jono
is. It's a gorgeous show, and it has a very definitive look to it.
The only
thing about this Wheel of Time show is it's got so many cool elements to it, but it doesn't have a definitive look.
It does not. No,
okay.
It is season 3. I've kind of gotten a little I've read all the books, and so I'm a little disappointed with certain things going on in season 3.
Okay.
So far, but the first 2 seasons, especially, I was very confused that they even stuck with the source material for the first book. Like that's where you decided to start, because it's like such a weird non sequitur to start with.
Okay.
But they did it well. But like, so yeah, you're exactly right that they have so much. Thank you, TK Moon.
Go ahead. Don't interrupt. John.
There is such like you said, like a very like serious, like it's got its own theme the entire way. Like it's like you're watching The Witcher.
Yeah.
And it's very well done.
I know.
Avienda, are they getting rid of Gaul?
What? No, I think that's just a joke, right, Wyatt? Right?
Why do we?
No, they talked about Gaul a while ago.
I might cry if they don't have Gaul in this show.
I hope he's proud of the fact that by writing one word.
Well, Perrin was in the scene, so like Avienda fighting a bunch of white cloaks and Perrin's there. Yeah. That does make a lot of sense that she's the one he's saying. Oh, I hate that.
If that's true, if it's not true, Joe just shat himself at one portmanteau. Probably the funniest reaction ever to a joke. If it is true.
Yeah.
Well, but anyway, go on. Yeah.
As long as Gaul and Perrin get to bro out and like bond over something else, I guess. Maybe he's in the cage right next to Avienda. Maybe they were both in the cage.
That could be.
Maybe they were both there. No. Maybe he hit the lock and they both.
No.
Windy.
That's what that means.
It's not like they are rewriting the Wheel of Time books and republishing them. This is their show.
No Gaul means Perrin has 3 lines in the whole series.
Maybe that's for the best.
I have hopes for Gaul still. I mean, he might not show up at all. Like, here's what a Holocausti. Maybe Gaul will be introduced as season 3 as a chief. I mean, like, that's very possible. I mean, like, they might have Gaul, but them robbing Gaul of that scene, not that that's not a cool scene for Avienda to have, is mildly upsetting. Like, I'm like, oh no.
Like, why do you first off, I got a dumb sex joke real quickly. Back it up. Yep, there you go. No, you were fine with that blood. I was gonna make a joke about like, hey, I don't know what the ovaries were. Because clearly she's menstruating.
Jono, no.
Did you say the ovaries?
Yeah, that's totally not what they are, right? Bad writing. But no.
It looks like maybe she got murdered in one of those, or maybe bloody handprints and someone died and she's upset about it. And
pretty even side to side there.
It looks like somebody grabbed her and like fell and slumped down maybe or something.
But like, so my issue is this, and I can't wait to just get louder and drunker. My wife's in the other room just being like, "Oh, fuck you, man," like usual. But just why take a fan favorite fucking character like Gaul and just like, why not? Like, what's the purpose of
time compression? Obviously,
but they got to get Avienda back in there faster.
Did you? Certain things we spend so much dumb time. Oh, look, time compression.
He's looking ripped.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah. But
what do you think? Do you think this is like ideal thing? Do you think this is Tel'Aran'rhiod? Do you think this is like Flicker worlds? Something weird's here, right? Something weird.
It's like a metaphor for him being tied to the wheel, right?
Yeah, like a Tel'Aran'rhiod thing. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not real. Yeah, I don't know. My first thought when I first saw that a million years ago was Aiel Waste for some reason, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think because we were conditioned to see desert, that kind of thing. Because everything looks very like arid. And not Domani.
Because he does start having visions.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And the genes, he gets through.
Dreams and so I'm sure it'll be based off of something.
Yeah.
Very Middle Eastern battlements.
Oh, look at Torok's battle nails.
Middle Ages, Jesus.
Interesting. So he does fight with them.
Great.
He fights with them. It's amazing.
That move he does there is pretty good. That's a
good
move.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing with those chopsticks on the end of his fingers.
What happens if they get cut? Like, does he like lose rank instantly?
I really, like, not that they don't do this, because I mean, I haven't taken the time to break down the armor and whatnot, but like I really hope we see like a very distinct like Death Watch guard and like how normal Sean Chan look and like all that delineation within the books.
The gardeners have to be like the coolest fucking idea. Like
Heron marked blade. Oh, there you go.
It's actually a Perrin marked blade. It's just got a picture of Perrin on it.
I like that being in a Gween dream. That's interesting. Well, also we're back on that shot, so that's interesting. Now, you've heard of the Bowflex. Now see the wheel.
Fucking beef. It's so good.
We see a hair mark in context. Okay, that's true. I didn't see like how much they showed. Oh, yeah, it's very clear.
If only you're looking for us for cutting edge material. Look again.
Well, I mean, normally I'd be a little more prepared and we'd like go over this in a little better detail, but
that wasn't fired, right?
Just wasn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, that looks great. Do you guys want to discuss the Dark One social, even though I don't have things to look at for a few minutes? Did you watch it, Taffy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I waited for Otto to come home and watched it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just watched it.
Yeah.
So I didn't even like jump on it. Even after I knew where it was there, I was like, maybe I don't want to watch that. But then today I was like, maybe Jono, we should talk about that on the show. I don't know.
Well, let's I don't know. We can do the actual. Technically, what we advertised was tWoT69.
That's true.
Or
let's talk about the Dark One social for like. Just give your overall impressions. Like, what did you guys think about that scene, that opening scene?
B-. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's just not what the Dark Friend social was, and there shouldn't be so many obvious, like,
It was done for new viewers. There was nothing in that for readers, I don't think, really. I mean, with the whole...
I don't know. There's a lot of hidden details in there that people are
I think
ripping apart online.
I would say pull his, like, cowl back. Like, that's very much... people in and give
he also wasn't there, so, like, I don't know. Let's talk about Pat and Fane for 1 second. Like, Pat and Fane not being there...
That's not even the social. Maybe that's, like...
I think it's pretty much that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Well, why do it at all if you can't call it the Dark Friend? So I was waiting for I thought it was
maybe there's other rooms with lesser Dark Friends that aren't talking directly to him. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
and he did not feed the child to the Trolloc, which was out of character. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was weird.
It would be.
You know what I missed? I thought was weird. I like just an overall like feeling vibe that you got from that scene was like. And it's adorable and like creepy that he was like nice instead of like throwing her to the Trolloc. And I get all that. I get the
that's what evil is. It's not
that makes him even more evil because he didn't murder a child or whatever. But like, it was just this like feeling like the Dark Friend social was like they were terrified of him, and it was just like a hologram thing of him. He wasn't even like in the room. He was just like sort of there, and like you know what I mean. Like the way he was. And then like envision and then jamming visions into their brains, and they're like getting information downloaded on like what they should be doing. That's and Ranmat and Perrin like statues, and like the whole thing's creepy and insane. And every Dark Friend there is trying to figure out who the other Dark Friends are, and they just had their hands out on the table, like it was like perfectly fine that you could see a Wheel of Time, an Aes Sedai ring on somebody and a White Cloak sleeves on another person, and I was like, what's happening right now? The whole thing was very odd, and it didn't have the same intensity that I would have wanted it to have, I guess.
That's been the general thing, right?
He gave the child to Fane. I don't know, not necessarily. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it was cool because of this," and I don't know. I feel like there's been a lot more like delving into the details that were hidden in the symbols and stuff.
Let Taffy finish, all right?
I don't have that much to say. I'm not like that committed to that even being a recreation of the Dark Friend social.
Oh,
maybe it's a completely
that's fair.
Different representation. Like it's because it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like the beginning.
You're not wrong. It's a weird thing because
maybe it's just a representation, but it's not supposed to be the same thing.
But why?
Yeah.
Is look.
He's like holding children and petting Trollocs, and he's not terrifying at all. And people are thirsting after him, even though he's done way worse things than David Hanlon has ever done.
Yeah.
But they all want to fuck Balsamon. I don't know. I don't get it.
Is the actor, is he Iranian descent? I've got some good Iranian.
The Girls View Under the Table gives us the sneak peeks of people that were just
Iranian.
inside Bohr's head. We cannot get in people's heads. I mean, like, I understand the limitations of television. I understand why they used the little girl as a vehicle to show that. Like, I don't mind that part of it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the fact that he was sitting at the table and just being like, "Hi guys, how's it going?" Instead of like,
and he's just like, "Hi, little girl,
fucker, die!" You know, I want more. I want more. Like, also, it'd be really cool if Balsamon was a little more like manic and like less like even
That's my
keel.
favorite thing about him. It's just completely
because he's theoretically going a little crazy right now.
People like yelling and like threats and all this stuff, and then it's like, oh, but we're gonna be friends. Like it's just so back and forth. That's like part of the fear of him was like he was all over the place, and he isn't scary at all.
I think there would have been nothing. Like I don't need him to be scary, right? You know, he is technically a philosopher and all this type of shit, so he's got some type of like urbane, groomed part to him. If there were,
I don't need him to be scary. I need them to be scared of him.
I think that it would have been really cool though if like at the very end, after being fairly magnanimous and kind of like trying to be like this kind of thing, and I'm not that scary. He then just gives the fucking kid to the Trolloc or to Fane. Like, really just complete the fucking arc. Like, that's really what I want, because that is, Oliver's Ears, I do not know if that's the entire cold open. If it is,
I don't.
Like, there's got to be pieces missing, I think.
I don't know about, like, cut out of it, but, like, maybe there's more to the end of it.
There's another 30 seconds.
But, maybe. It might be, but it might not be. There might be more to be shown there.
Or could you imagine it picking up with him just like some like Trolloc just eating a child's bones kind of thing, and they're just like, well, like that'll just take you in a different fucking way.
Yeah, like it didn't show it to us now, but then later on they all exit the building and there's just a Trolloc eating.
Because like here's the thing, like right, like we can say what we will about like it's a third or fourth turn of the wheel, whatever the fuck that means, like to a certain extent, but. The whole point is there is a good and there is a bad, right? Like, and yes, there are shades of gray with all humans, but when it comes to this certain subset of, Forsaken, there is only bad, right? They are human, yes, and they sure have like, weird fucking things, but these guys have killed and butchered tens of millions of people, every single one of them, and they have no compunction with doing it again. Like, that's it. That's these people. So if that is not a character anymore, like a characteristic, that's disappointing.
Also, I mean, there's a good chance that they were terrified of him, and I'm not seeing that part of it either. Like maybe we see a little before that little girl runs outside.
Like a side room, like you guys were saying.
Well, also, like their hands were on the table, and she didn't respond. Like she was like, "Mom," and they didn't respond to her. Like even the mom didn't move or say anything. So like maybe they're trapped in air, or like maybe there's more things going on there, cool. Like kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's definitely like more to be gotten from that scene that
also,
maybe we're not
where
seeing.
Is this? Like,
well, there's a lot of theories about that.
Yeah. Unless, of course, like the only thing that'd be badass is if this chick were like actually like one of the early occupants of the town, way up fucking north. But why should be afraid of Trollocs? I don't necessarily know, but
yeah, I doubt that.
It doesn't really fit with my thoughts on that. Doesn't look like Boston. Oh, different version of the town. But like that would be something kind of like, oh, nice new wrinkle.
Sorry, Dana Lou says we don't have an unhinged mustache twirling Balsamon in season 1. I felt like that was RJ writing for a 3-book arc and going too hard in book 1. He backpedaled when he extended the series. I mean, he did with Moradin, but not with Ishmael.
No.
Like Ishmael, went crazy pretty fast.
Well, she's saying season 1.
But I mean, well, also she mentioned RJ's writing. I guess what I'm saying is like that's my point, because we didn't get mustache twirling evil Beelzebub in season 1. I want maybe a little bit more of him being like a little crazier and a little more erratic in season 2, and then like maybe counter that with season 3. He's like or if he's still around, who knows?
I mean, I wouldn't. that is one of the few, like one of the flaws, though, right? Is the way that Jordan, especially to me, like it bothers me how much Rand's quote unquote insanity from book 3 has to clearly be ironed the fuck out.
Yeah, like slowed down.
And all
the crazy for like 8 books.
yeah. We got to take that down a notch. We got to take down all these Taviran effects down a notch. So like Danalu she's not wrong. So like I kind of changing some expectations, but still it's one thing to be I was Millie's Gain.
Yeah.
Oh.
The little girl is Millie.
A little younger than I would have thought. No offense.
I don't know. I don't know Wildman what. If so, that makes her death later very creepy.
Or good.
Yeah, or good.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do some? Do you guys have some more thoughts on this?
Taffy, what are you drinking?
It's actually tea that I made.
I know it.
It's that. I think you had it, Joe. It's the one where it's the spicy.
Oh yeah.
Cinnamon and clove and orange, and then I mix it with mint, and I make it really strong and put it in the refrigerator.
And then you add whiskey for like a weird tea mint julep.
Yes.
That would be gin or rum.
Mint juleps are with whiskey.
Are they?
Yeah. You're thinking of mojito, which is with rum.
Oh, a julep. A julep is whiskey?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was gin.
That's okay. It's a Moscow julep. Anyway, well, let's move on.
I guess I won't be passing my bartending exam. Darn it. I'm going to fail.
Would have gotten away with it too for those meddling liquors.
Taffy, you have servants that do that for you. You don't need to know things. They just hand you things for you.
I like to know what the people are up to.
Mm-hmm.
I like to know what their business is.
I think their business is providing for you.
Yes, and I have to make sure that they're doing it correctly.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about TWOT 69?
Joe, we have 2 options: TWOT 69, or we queue up a song by an unknown person, and then TWOT 69.
You want to watch Taffy's song with Taffy on the screen?
Absolutely.
Look at her shake. Look at her smile. Like, no, don't do it.
I'll just go.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to watch Taffy. I think Jono needs to go get a drink, is what he's saying.
Okay, do an intermission.
Yeah.
All right, Taffy, what should I play? Who's that asshole with the car alarm?
That was pretty good, actually. That was fun.
All right, let's watch that. We'll be right back, everybody.
Okay, we'll be right back, folks.
inventor of the car alarm was bludgeoned to death in 1987 by a mob of angry velociraptors. His family was subsequently jailed, but his legacy lives on. And that legacy goes a little something like this.
We're back, Taffy.
We shot that video in like the east end of downtown LA, near all the bridges and stuff, and like where the restaurant was and everything. We had to cross the street, and I was wearing my roller skates, but they're like not hard outdoor wheels.
Yeah.
It must have just looked so fucking
so struggling
because Brian had his camera and he had like his bag and all this stuff, and he was walking me across, and like they were just getting stuck on all the old disgusting like LA gravel, like
yeah.
It looked
just pitted concrete, and you're just asphalt, and you're just like
asphalt.
Yeah, I did that. I did that on purpose.
Okay, good.
So the trailer. Did you guys watch the whole thing?
Yes.
That trailer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's say something that you liked about it.
About the scene? Which way?
About the preview of what's to come for season 2.
The production. We did this, but I think the production value looks better, and I like the way that they changed the weaves.
Yeah.
Oh, the weaves. I didn't notice that.
There
wasn't a huge change, but there was red. I mean, there was red and orange in some of them. Like there is colors added. So
yeah. Like
the scene, the Dark Friend social scene. I think. I mean, for me, it fell.
Joe, the trailer
short. Well, that's what she was talking about.
Either
felt
one.
Short a tiny bit, but like. I mean, maybe it does what it needs to do for the show, and hopefully, there's more to be seen in that opening scene when it comes. So, like, I don't know, Trailer is exciting just because I'm just like, ooh,
there's a lot.
I can't wait to see Avienda just be like, whoosh, and then start fighting. Can't wait. I'm very excited for Aiel. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you?
Overseer said, was that the 6th Street Bridge?
I think it was Oliver's ears.
This was yeah. He said, funny to see the places I left years ago, but I mean, like Taffy shot that video years ago. Yeah.
Oh, maybe he was there that day.
Yeah.
Just like yelling at boats over the.
All right, let's do TWOT 69. This is characters you hate and then love, or love and then hate.
Yeah.
And we're just going to talk about some random characters in the Wheel of Time.
I mean, haven't you guys pretty much covered it already?
Have we?
How dare you?
Well, because I was telling Otto, I'm like, the boys want me to come in and talk to them about like characters that you loved and now you hate, and I'm like, but they already covered the fucking Trakens. Like, what else are we supposed to talk about?
Well, I would love to hear your take on Elaine. We can talk about them again.
No,
we've got.
I'm like, I was trying to think. I couldn't think of anything of anyone.
Well, Jono's got a small list of people that he wants to discuss.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did a lot of work.
I have my companion. If I need to, like,
Jono put some thought into this and came up with some people that we haven't talked about yet, and he wants to. And some of them we might just do like rapid fire, like like 5 or 6 of them. We would just be like this name and be like, yeah, hated it. loved him, and then hated him, and move on or something.
So Taffy,
I'm excited.
The original Mirland, Swan Sanch.
Yeah,
so I'd love your take on this. Like when we first meet her, she's absolutely badass, right? Like she's intimidating as fuck to Rand, to Egwene, to Nynaeve. Like she puts them on this awesome quest, and then she gets she gets severed, right? And she's still fucking awesome, right? She really kind of like manipulates her own way into it. And then even all the way through, she does some pretty awesome shit until the fucking end.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that, but I don't know if I hate her.
You fucking hate her.
I said the same thing to Jono earlier. So it's not necessarily hate, but I was very disappointed in how like sidelined and marginalized she got towards the end of the books, and especially her death with the way her death happened, and like
Gareth Bryant.
Gareth Bryant was like a little like, oh, that was kind of weak sauce. You know,
they should have just died. Like there's some things that happen in book 14. I don't know how. That like
She just got like blown up in that tent, right? Is that what happened?
Just blown up in a tent.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. It was. It.
Oh, maybe I'm remembering that wrong. I thought Rand was like pushing back on the Dark One at that point, and he was just like, like looking down at people in the fight, and they died in fighting.
No,
maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
All beforehand. After I think with Gareth.
Oh no, they're together for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Taffy. I wanted your thoughts on that.
Still, I think at that point she was so not important anymore that they felt like they could, and I don't know who decided to make it that way.
Thank you, Ayush. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
It seems like an awful kind of like she became so unimportant. Like she should have just died, like in book 10, 11, and just like been like a noble character. If that was the call to arms for what happened with what's her name, Halima, having killed someone, that would have been like one hell of a call to arms.
Okay.
Not really evoking.
That was the point of men's viewing, says Melon Garden.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Gareth isn't there? My memory of their death is clearly way off.
Oh shit, you're right. Gareth died. He does die separately.
So he dies in like battle then later.
Well, technically there's all battle. The entire.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's the last battle.
Yeah.
Wanaholocaust said it's a Shakespearean tragedy, and then he said "damn spell wreck," which is spot on.
Damn spell wreck is.
Damn you, spell wreck.
Should be a ship. That's a 100% delightful.
Yeah, I don't like. So I agree with Taffy. I don't know if I shifted to necessarily hated her. I didn't like. I think I would call it maybe hated how she went out or like the end of her story arc, but not necessarily that I.
All right, fine. I'll do better.
I hate the character, but
no, but she did she was really important and to where everyone went.
And
she orchestrated this thing.
She just became a distinctly uninteresting character, especially probably right around the time that she rode Bella, and all of a sudden thought that was her horse.
Yeah, her horse. Yeah, you keep talking about that.
You think that
Gareth rode wildly into the enemy? All right, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think when I was reading it, I just felt like I really saw Swan for like her. She was really just a devoted soldier. Like she, even when she was like stilled, and then like she saw that she could still make things go in a good way by quietly being.
I mean,
she was cool with it. Like she didn't really care. She just was devoted to like doing the right thing, and I thought that was kind of it was still.
I think she was badass. Like she had to have, there were two things she did that were amazing, right? Well, more than two, but one was her devotion, and the fact that she would fight through that, and the other thing that I think was really important is she was never described as that attractive, but then when she got severed, she looked younger, and all of a sudden everyone was like, "Oh, I think that's important for a woman."
It is. So maybe she was more relaxed at that point because she was looking a little better.
Yeah.
She was looking a little
Wildman Wyatt said they really missed the opportunity for an off fish guts before she died.
Would have been amazing.
like a Home Alone trap. Like she sprigs it and then she's like, fish gut.
That would have been awesome.
Explodes. It's just Jono. That's it, Jono. I have thoughts on her.
Yeah. Do you want some hot takes or some like relevant takes?
So, well, this is sort of a hot take, but it's the thing that I dislike on how she was handled. It kind of goes hand in hand with some of the other characters that maybe Jono has on his list to discuss. But it's like if you're looking at the last few books and some of those characters that were important for like books like, I don't know, 6 through 10 or whatever, like that became important for a time and like stopped being so relevant. I understand you like Sanderson or as a writer, like relegating some of them to weird off-screen deaths, or like there's so much happening in the last battle. Like I get all of those things, but the amount of time we spend with other characters, like if that time was then devoted to like Matt, Perrin, and Rand, and Nynaeve and Egwene, like I would get it. You know, like that. That's the part where I'm like, oh well, obviously you don't have enough time to spend with Siuan because of the importance of these characters, and they're held up above her. No offense, but when we spend so much time with, say, Andril or Pavara, it seems like that Siuan's death was sort of relegated off to the side to like make way for other aspects of the story that didn't necessarily need to be there in the end. And I think that's what made it hard for me to swallow.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's
really
well said.
Yeah.
Speaking of Andril,
yeah, Andril definitely makes up. And I don't want this to turn into a Sanderson kind of like. I've got some issues with the writing. Right?
Damn you, Sanderson! You mean Sue Sanderson or Anderson?
In a positive and negative way, the most Brandon Sanderson character that there was in the series, which makes sense, right? It is a Brandon Sanderson character. Jono says horrible things. Thank you, Nova Garden. I can read backwards sometimes.
That was lovely.
But I
Snag is gonna be a bit.
Life is Norton. Good luck with that deep cut if anyone else besides Joe gets it.
I got it.
Well, I said besides you. Life is Norton. But there's so much like screen time for the guy. And again, like it's so fucking brilliant what Brandon Sanderson does. It really is. Like he just takes the already existing magic system, flicks it 90 degrees, and next thing you know, like, oh, that's kind of cool. Also, I
made a gateway into the path of an asteroid. Just push him in.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like it's so like
I liked the lava gate. I actually liked that. Like that was pretty awesome. I don't know. I think Sanderson just took that character to like a level of like, this is ridiculous. Like, why am I reading so much about this?
Dialed back a bit, and
dial it back. Like the storyline made sense. I wanted to know what was happening there. I think it was like weirdly drawn out a little too much. Like you spent a little too much time, figuring it out when we all knew what was happening. You know, I don't know. You could have just gotten right into it.
Like it was a weird like. You wonder like if Brandon just kind of like Lava Game was exactly if Brandon just like wrote like 1,000-page story, and they were like, he's like, hey, I don't know if you want any of this, but take what you will. And they were just kind of like, we'll take this, and this. And just kind of, you know, all right, let's try to seamlessly, fold this in. Because it seemed like there could have been twice as much. Like Brandon just like set himself loose in it. And I love that I'm using his first name because I've met him twice.
Yeah. I mean, we're first name basis.
Yeah, he's been on our podcast on accident.
Taffy, what do you think about Andril in general?
I don't really have an opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember.
That's totally fine. That's totally fair.
Andril's the one who can't channel more than like really what Morghese could. Maybe.
Yeah, and he's bonded to Pavara, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah,
but he can make gateways in a way that pun, I guess.
His talent was making gateways, even though he couldn't channel enough to actually make a normal gateway kind of thing. So, like,
yeah, but I don't remember.
Even though he was way depowered, he was capable.
I don't remember it like taking too much airtime or anything.
Oh, I felt like it took so much. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to reread it. Like, Andril's not that much.
I didn't.
You got it wrong.
That's it. I'm throwing out Great Hunt, and I'm going straight to.
Just go straight to the last battle. Tell me what you think about Andril.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
I expect a text thread tomorrow.
I'm intimidated by the fact that I've got, again, it's a just leisurely reread, but fuck, there's a lot of books left, and I'm like, good lord.
Yeah.
At this rate, it'll be 2030. Like I'm just like, have a scotch, have a chapter kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Who's next?
It definitely feels different reading at this age.
Does it?
For me, yes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. No, I agree.
You guys.
Well, Taffy, you're what, 29?
Yeah, you're 28, I think.
290.
Oh. Way off.
You were missing a zero.
Shit,
well, that's where you got the 29 from, I think, John.
Yeah, I did well, I thought.
Yeah.
Let's talk about barreling.
Okay.
Yeah. A beautiful,
hussy,
well-breasted hussy. Honestly,
hussy.
you're kind of designed to hate her at first, right?
Yeah.
I mean, big old fucking hussy. But if there's anything that's barreling to the core, she does great tips. That's not right. It's how she's doing in Carrihan with Rourke.
Yeah,
amazing.
Their relationship was interesting and cute.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Like I went from hating her as much as I can hate a sexy woman trying to.
This is cute.
Yeah, 14 years old reading these books, like I hate this woman. I do not. But yeah, like her character is irritating, and then all of a sudden, she's amazing. And then what happens? Fucking Perrin.
She falls in love with Galad?
Nope. Let's skip a bit.
That was another thing that felt weird for me with Barrelane. It was like, I don't know, like just basically the people that we all as fans like kind of recognize as this is probably the most attractive female in the books, and this is probably the most attractive male in the books, based on those characters in the books describing them to us, kind of thing, and their impressions of them. But it's just like Ken and Barbie getting together. It's like, what, really? That's what we did at the end? You're just like, it's just like at the end they're just like they see each other from across the room and they're like, you're super hot. Oh, so is she.
I'm excited for what music they choose. Yeah.
What if we got together and lived in a dream house?
Yeah. Maybe had a lot of plastic things in pink. Yeah. As in strap-ons. Yeah, it's interesting because obviously Egwene's very attractive, but Galad was really hung up on her. So he's done well.
Do you think Barrelane is more of a roller coaster where you liked her at the beginning and then less so with Perrin, and then like more again and later, and then less again later with Galad?
Found her attractive, but disliked her because I found her very irritating. Just because like she was constantly ruffling things with Rand. So much so that he sent her bitch ass up to cure him.
Suzanne and Sorenderson's idea of an ideal romance.
Glad you autocorrected Ayush. Thank you for that.
I spell correct him.
Up here in like as an actual ruler, like I again, if Rand, that's one of those things that I feel like Rand doesn't make sense that he made this decision to send her with Perrin. Maybe a bit it does because she is a ruler and therefore she has that experience. But at the same time, he's the ruler of like an island the size of my dick, or not really an island, but a peninsula, small peninsula.
So comparative to what?
Anything.
The rest of the continent.
Maybe it's because she's like young and everyone seems to know on the sidelines that she's intelligent and she has the capacity to do really well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like Rand is like picking up on that as like, I need not just a bunch of old assholes that are going to die. And like, I need some of the new, like
new blood.
I
think, I mean, he might have seen in her like a little bit of like himself in terms of being like, I'm super young and I don't know what I'm doing necessarily. And I'm just like trying to hold on to like what, like, he was conquering nations faster than he could figure out how to rule them for like a brief period of time.
Part of the books too, yeah. But
that being said, it's very difficult. And I think that part of that for him with Barrelane was like him going like, I recognize in her what I'm already kind of going through with Tyr. You know?
Yeah, totally.
But she was amazing in Carrion, and she could have like been there. Like anyway, we're not going to get it. Like, I don't think Robert Jordan's taking edits right now, but. That's like she was perfect there. Have you not looked at his Wikipedia bio?
No.
He finished the series.
He's on vacation.
He did?
Yeah. yeah.
In the Elysian fields.
Loved that. I've got another one for you, and I came up with it just a minute ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And
so Barrelane, are you saying that you finish? Yeah, what is your what's her last Pandrag? Is that her last name?
Oh yeah, Pandrag, yes. Also, she would have been like I feel like she should have been more appreciated by the Shanshan by the last name alone.
Yeah, they should have just been like, wait a minute, Arthur.
We're not worthy. Yeah, they just pull on Wayne's World on her.
Yeah, surely the Shanshan understood that he may have left people behind, right? Like, no.
Honestly, when you think about how poor they are, like understanding, like, why didn't you guys remember we were here? Like, it's been 1,000 years, dumb fuck. Of course we did. You know. But anyway, Taffy, you were going to say something.
No.
Oh.
I know
you didn't mean that as a joke, but I love that. Taffy, you were going to say something. Nope.
But I did say something. I did ask something like, are you saying that Fairlane, that you liked her, but then you fucking hated her at the end?
I didn't like her. I didn't really liked and respected her. Wild Man Wyatt has a very valid point.
He always does.
Yeah. Do you think she was? Oh wait, she said she'd had one. I think she tells parents she's had 1 or 2 men in her bed.
Yeah, Noman Garnet said she did say she'd only been with 2 men. Yeah.
Yeah. All at the same time, I assume. It was just one wild fucking night. Or it's the same 2 guys.
3/4 of Perrin and Rand weren't from the 2 rivers.
Yeah. Good point.
Those peasantines.
Yeah, peasant. But I really liked her. And then I found her so fucking irritating. That entire, like, every time Perrin's moping around the fucking palace, like, you know, like he smells her.
That whole game was very
annoying,
and it was but I think Robert Jordan liked to really highlight all the bizarre things we do as humans as we're going from like adolescence into adulthood, and he nailed a lot. I mean, he nailed a lot of it. You know so I think that's, and you're like, but there are chicks like that, and there's dudes like that, and there's like chicks like Fail.
There are chicks in charge of like small nations.
She'll stop.
Yeah.
If Fail had said that at the beginning, it would have all been fucking over. But no, she was being a big too.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Taffy, as much as I want to disagree, you were very correct.
I mean, Taffy, if you call Fail a cunt in front of Jono, he's never going to say otherwise, you know?
Very true, yeah. All right, I want to move on. I randomly opened my...
Wait. Jono? Beach has a very valid point here. Galad trained in the sword forms, boar rushes down the mountains, comes up a few times. Name a nicer pair of mountains than Bear.
Oh, so rushing down the mountains.
Yeah.
So like
it all ties together, Jono.
Yeah. So I guess like he's kind of like, I guess he's going down. So it's gonna be a 69 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for her. She's gonna get that shot back.
Hey, what are we doing right now? We're doing tWoT 69.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great idea. All right. This is
Jono, what's the difference between 69 and 6.9?
Just an age, man.
A period got in the way.
Oh, that works too.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
You know, sometimes that you do. You just turn it a little further and you just go for the ass.
All right, here's your next pick.
No, so this was going to be Taffy knows what I'm talking about there. I actually opened my book, or not actually, but I just opened my book randomly, and the first entry, the Virgin, was Garfin, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that? That sounds like dumber than shit." And it was one-armed Illionaire who taught Andrel the use of the sword and the flame in the void. And there could not be a more, and I am sorry to shit on this guy, Sanderson fake name than Garfin.
Yeah.
It just sounds like.
Can you call Alan right now to confirm that is a...
I mean, we can.
Yeah.
Should we is the key.
Yes, let's call... Wait a minute. What time is it?
It's 10.
Sleep.
He would answer the phone.
Not only that, the next one below that is Garkin. an old man who was killed by the mayor the first night.
Wild Man Wyatt said, "I was expecting I can't 6.9 my dick down your throat."
Hey, guess what? You fucking can. So Garfin and Garkin are the two fucking names.
We're not listening to you, Jono.
I know.
We're just laughing. We're just laughing. Oh, we'll be right back.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck. Okay. Sorry.
Anyway, so the Garfin and Garkin could not be the more just awful names.
Stop saying Garfin and Garkin. Stop saying it.
It sounds like
so bad.
It's bad, like Simon and Garfunkel cover band.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Garfin and Garkin does sound like.
It does sound like that.
Yeah.
Garfin and Garkin. All right, moving on.
I'm going to see Garfin and Garkin tonight.
All right, who's next, John?
It's gonna be great.
Roland.
Oh, Roland?
Huh? Oh.
I didn't like Roland because he didn't rape Faye.
Oh, God damn.
This is stupid.
I wasn't ready for that.
I did not like Roland because he was trying to have sex with Faye, who was married.
Yeah.
That was weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we can move on to another character because that was. Do you want some real ones?
Yeah, a real one. Yeah, a real one would be nice.
I like it because it made me fucking sad.
Oh yeah,
that was full tragedy.
It really was sad.
It was
actually,
terrible. He saved her life, and like she couldn't talk to Perrin about it. Is this like a reflection on the intricacies of marriage and things?
I kind of feel like it was actually.
Like when you're away.
It was actually, yeah.
There was some like dark shit that both of them went through when they were apart, and then they just never really like they reconnected, so to speak. But like, it always just felt like one of those things where it's like compartmentalize that to keep the marriage together. You know, like that's how that felt to me, and I was like, oh, that's kind of heavy and weird.
It better hope that one of the heroes that Oliver blew open, write that down, was like a therapist because there's going to be a lot to discuss.
Yeah, Roland was an interesting character though. I mean, like it wasn't. I honestly really appreciated his character in a weird way.
When he's slapping her ass and giving her honey tea, yeah. That's usage of.
That's not the part I was talking about, but okay.
Well, sorry, get that wrong. But no, I honestly, yeah, it's hard to separate reality from what I really want to talk about. There's nothing more fucked up. Like I'm sure there is, but like this guy actually spends a lot of fucking time helping her, saving her, trying to teach her about what the fuck happens, and his just dessert, because he's unfortunately, and I can't blame him for not knowing where his tribe is. Right? He doesn't know what the fuck to do with the Karkon being like fucking wetlander.
Yeah.
Falls in with a bad group. This is what happens, kids. And then just gets fucking Perrin's axe right across. What is it, in the chest or it just sinks.
I don't remember specifics, but I just know Perrin brutally murdered him in front of Fael. In the sense of like, I'm in a bloody rage. This is a battle. There's my wife. I could almost get to her, and there's yet another Shido in front of me.
There was no like real fight offered either, if I remember correctly. That was
the big payoff in that book.
Yeah.
Scene. Yeah. And it was more in depth than I was expecting after reading that whole book.
Yeah.
Like that.
So I mean, like I feel like Roland has a lot more weight to that character than he almost has a right to, like in a way, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like Fael's second husband, you know. It just got murdered.
Her work husband.
Yeah, it was her work husband.
Sorry, I can't believe I said that.
and guess what? Yeah.
Barry, you think dicks down.
He did. There was some kind of a look exchange or something, right?
Well,
yeah, for sure.
Like you know what? I'll spread it.
He smelled it.
Oh shit! Oh my god, he did.
Thank you, Ben Wyatt. Crashing it.
He did.
He knew. Yeah. there's the smell of blood on his axe. Like, well, this is not the only spot going on here. It's her. Yeah.
Beach said, "Do you think the Shido joke about Wetlander women never needing lube?"
Probably. I never. Yeah, I would say yes.
By the way, if there's two fan guests we need to have on the show, it's Wildman Wyatt and Beach at the same time.
Yeah,
and they'll make such a good show that everyone will wonder why me and Jono and Tom still do it.
Well, there are only two of us. But yeah.
You should for sure.
Oh, you know what that can do?
Schedule them in for next week.
That's not the worst call. I'll tell you what. Good luck. Plan. Enjoy your next 11 years of this bullshit.
Hashtag Team Moist again. All right. Shit.
Do you want? I've got more. I've got actually more relevant ones too.
Right.
Yeah. I want more relevant ones.
Alviren.
No, yeah. Wait. What?
Alviren.
Oh, okay.
The White Aja, and then Keeper, and then Disaster. Like, and I'm like, I mean, this is like when you first see her. Obviously, she's an icy bitch. That's by definition all White Aja. Then you start getting her points of view, and like obviously as a reader, you're not supposed to really like the Black Aja. That's an issue if you do, what you do. But you're supposed to have a lot of fucking, like, hey, this woman's got her shit together, right? She helped instigate what happened here. She's really behind the throne. She's kind of badass in her own. And then she gets thrown for a loop by the dumbest goddamn bitch in the entire fucking tower.
Okay, yeah.
And that's just kind of like, what the fuck happened?
Well, hold on real quick. So Wadaha Legoski said, when did you like her? Always. She's awesome.
Yeah.
You're allowed to like the bad guys, Wadaha Legoski. There's some really good bad guys.
Yeah.
She totally puts a light in her place and like.
Yeah, she's one of the greatest bad guys.
She actually says a lot of things that we all fucking want to. So, I guess.
Black is always stylish.
It's true. Yeah. And a very nice miss. Like she's White Aja, Black Aja. It's a great look, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's both the flame and the dragon fang.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what that means?
God,
you know what that turns? 69
or so.
That's right.
Wait.
My God, you guys did it. You just tied it back into this. That was beautifully
God. It's
done.
It's almost like we've had a show for a long time.
You guys are good at this stuff.
Did you see our intro? It's almost like we don't know how to do a show.
100%.
I'm gonna go back and watch it later.
Don't. You're fine. You're not gonna miss much.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
All right. So Alviren, I completely agree. I really liked her, and then it infuriated me when Elida gained more power and strength and kind of put her in her place and kept her down. And I was like, how dare you? I love her.
Do you remember there were theories that Alviren would have been the next quote unquote Forsaken of this age because she had manifested power so well politically?
I
mean, she did. She was crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they mentioned so before her, there's several times they're like, no, we have somebody in the White Tower that's kicking everybody.
Yeah.
We're not.
Well, and they also mentioned hey, there's always room in our ranks, right? Which, by the way, not for your dumbass was the answer, but that kind of thing. Some of these dreadlords will go high. Should be a dread lady, a drady.
Drady.
Yeah.
Iris Bear said, I always had a healthy respect for Alviren. Didn't particularly like her though.
You know who else wouldn't like her?
I mean, healthy respect does mean doesn't it?
Not necessarily.
Maybe not.
I
respect your evilness. I don't like you.
I don't. Yeah.
I always liked her, honestly. Maybe it's because my hate of Elida that I was just every time Alviren put her in her place and was ruling from behind the scenes as keeper, I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's what I
love it. Keep this up.
Yeah, and she was, and I think my favorite thing that happened with her name on it unintentionally is when Rand gets receives the Tower Aes Sedai, and I think it's Galena because Galena's Black Aja. He just randomly is just and how's Alviren? And was just kind of she's fine, and he's just that's the one. she's the one who's the power behind this. So there was this weird, Iris Ferris. Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. We know she wasn't a good person.
Yeah, that is not
we're well aware of that.
Have you not seen us? We are not good people.
Yeah, we can
We're
like not good people. Yeah, we're not.
Thank you, Taffy.
No. We're terrible people, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wouldn't include you in that, but yes.
Joe is not including you. I think that you're actually a way better person than we are, Taffy.
I love you guys, and it's because I worship you, and I want to be just like you. So I'm an asshole too.
Well, you are.
The fact that you like us makes you a better person.
You trained me to be a teacher.
I hope Otto's out in the back, just right behind you, just or in front of you.
You're training my wife to do what?
But so I loved.
Beach said she even got hazed by Shatter Haran. I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember I was in her.
Yeah.
Like, what happens to her? Like, she has a massive fall from grace, even beyond what happens to Elida, really. Like, maybe not completely, but, like, you know, at where Rand is at one point, like, he knows that she's the power behind the throne. He gets it wrong as to the reason why. He thinks that that she's an ally as opposed to being Black Ajah. But remember, she's like channeling in, having to like hide in the library and coming in, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and yes, he does. Shatter Haran does touch her on her forehead. The rest of
and then Ayush has a good point here, like goading Masana to teaching her stuff she was awesome.
Yeah, she did great. And then
Taffy lies well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Well, I've been taught well by the best.
All right, Jono, who do you have? Who's next on your list?
Thank you, by the way.
It's 10:09, so you've got as much as you want. Do you want to stick in the big titty bitches category or casual racism?
Let's go with casual racism.
Let's mix it up a little bit, yeah.
2 on.
So you liked her at first?
Not so casual.
I think I liked her because I did. Yeah, I liked her because she was going to be.
2 on.
Yeah, like she's
but then you hated her.
Yeah, did you not see her arc at the end of the like what Sanderson wrote for her? I mean, also she's a giant racist enslaver. I don't know if race technically is the right.
That's how she grew up.
Yeah, that's she's proud of her culture. She was just following orders, Jono.
Yeah, she started. That's Matt's wife we're talking about.
I
don't know if I ever truly hated her.
I found her pretty fucking annoying a few times.
But the point...
She's also royalty. She has that arrangement.
Beach said casual racism sounds about Georgia.
Thank you, Beach. That's a compliment for Georgia.
Yeah,
right?
Thank you. That's why we went to... That's why I chose casual racism. Because I'm in Atlanta.
You're comfortable with it.
Yeah, we're comfortable with casual
More
racism.
than... what?
I shouldn't be. Don't want to be. But I am. Yeah, so Wildman Wyatt says, at the end, it was hard not to hate her and Elaine. Making her throats taller and talking shit about Matt. I mean, you're not wrong. That is kind of what I'm talking about. So, I liked Tuan up until the point where, she was on the run with Matt and they were doing that whole thing. And even then she was like, I can't believe I'm going to marry this person. Like it's foretold. And I read the omens or whatever, kind of all that stuff, was kind of just interesting to me. But later on when the shit was real and she was supposed to meet Rand or, that failed meeting with Rand was horrible, but also that was,
agreeing.
Yeah, well, who was Semirage?
Oh, yeah.
But but that was a whole thing, and then, by the end, when all of that had kind of been shoved aside, and Matt's going Rand's a good guy, and she's just whatever the fuck, her insistence that the Shan Chan remain a relevant governing construct within like the last battle, like them all fighting for their piece of the pie before the pie had even been won, seemed like to me so petty and small. And I thought so much of her before that I was like really shocked that she chose that avenue. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I feel like Elaine and some of the other leaders of state were in the same way, in the same boat, so to speak, of like they're all already trying to like carve out like what's going to happen after the last battle before they've even won. And it was just one of those things where it's like, throw all this shit aside, you idiots. The fucking end of the world is happening. Like, let's just survive first. And then we can figure out where all your fucking, like, I don't know, loyalties lie and all your armies reside and, like, what lines are drawn on the maps and, like, whatever the fuck we need to figure out later. But, like, why not let humanity survive first before you start trying to gain power over the others? You know what I mean? It just disgusted me. No, so the fact that she was that political in the end at the last battle just kind of really tainted her character for me. And I like, because up until then I thought she was an adorable like addition to Matt's storyline, and like she's kind of the way she was within the Shan Empire, like still trying to maintain their culture, but also going like, oh fuck, this is probably wrong, you know, kind of thing. Like, I got all of those things from her, but Taffy, I don't know. Yeah.
Your thoughts?
You're right, but
good enough.
What else would like these chicks do, or any of the rulers? They're always like
these chicks.
These two particular chicks, but like.
Oh yeah. Well,
I guess it makes sense, and it is.
I did say Elaine out loud, yes, but it's not just her. Yeah.
It's no Taffy. Yeah. Seriously, I want. I can't tell if you're like trying to like joke and make a bad Jono joke. It's all Jono.
No.
But what would they do? But so again, I don't hate them.
They're not heroes. They're not actually like Egwene sacrifices herself. Rand is willing to. Moiraine is willing to. Nynaeve is willing to. They're actually see that bigger picture that Joe was talking about. But the other people, they're too ingrained in like how they were raised.
Yeah.
They were like just the best shit ever on earth since they were tiny, and that they had a mission to do, especially Tuon, you know, like she was like heavily influenced by Matt, but then when she was put into that situation, it is super annoying that she didn't follow along with like what she'd been taught, and that she reverted to that asshole monarch. Like
100%.
Yeah. 100%.
That is super annoying.
Tuon is a great character that you always want to scream at.
Yeah. And not only that, I mean, to come back to an earlier point, I still hate her haircut. Just again,
what Alakazi said, men shamed her into returning more than a lamp. I mean, first of all, none of us on this channel think Min is a lamp. So, you know.
Yeah, that being said.
But thank you for that note. Yeah.
I want to open her glass? What is it? Yeah. Anyway, I'd like to fuck Min. It's a weird thing to say.
You want to unscrew that light bulb.
Yeah.
You want to get in that socket. How did she know Matt knew Rand? All the Aes Sedai know.
Maybe she didn't have enough Aes Sedai she'd captured. Yeah. How dare she?
Did they not talk about that?
What's that?
Noman Garnet said she did know. She asked about him at their first meeting. No, okay.
Do we want more, or is it
Rand literally had to bribe Elaine with generalship to get her to sign the peace document.
Oh, that's right.
Listen, Ayush, we're not talking about Elaine right now.
Yeah, but we're
talking about Tuon. But you're right, and I also hate Elaine.
All that young monarchy, like, I mean,
the kids these days.
Yeah.
So Iris Spear said Tuon's always going to end up political, though, and I'm not saying she wouldn't. I'm just saying, like, it disappointed me in that moment of the last battle that it was so nitpicky and bullshit when they should have just been like, let's save humanity.
In fairness, right? Like, so by definition,
it's realistic. Don't get me wrong. I'm just disappointed in their general, like, you know, as
that's
people.
That's the stuff that bothered me. Like, what I guess that's not the only thing that bothered me about Tuon. I kind of the trajectory, I think, of where we see.
There we go. Agree at Iris Bear. Too realistic for these fantasy nerds. So again, like I love the realism, and I agree with it, and I don't. It doesn't make me like the character though. It makes me disappointed in them, and I go, oh well. As realistic as that is, I'm going to be like, now I don't like you so much, because you should have been.
And Whataholic, how dare you call us nerds?
I want you to be idealistic, not realistic.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to another character.
tWoTcast was on board after Matt showed her his Tower of Ravens.
Oh, that's his penis, which he had inked up, so it looked like a dagger.
Yeah.
He also had a lot of very strange things going on with his penis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh, what would happen? Interesting. I assume you just die, I guess. Never mind. But just like a slight nick from the Shadar Logoth dagger on the penis.
See, I knew you were good people. We're not. Don't listen to us. Don't listen to us.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, we'll get away from the show.
Well, what do you think would happen, Jono?
I guess they would just. So if you cut it in time, right? Like you just instantly, just nick the penis and then just entirely just, turn someone to a eunuch. Would it continue to die off, or it'd be a very interesting question. Like just like a good old shriveled
permanently rot any flesh that it comes in contact with.
Yeah. Can you cut?
Yeah.
I say yes.
Questions. Yeah. All right. Well, you could be the world's worst, scariest moil.
tWoTcast was a good pick, Jono.
That was controversial.
Yeah.
And
so
it had
a lot of discussion about
racism. It had to do with her choices.
Yeah, very little actually. That did not really figure at all. Let's move back on to a normal conversation. Swell and turn black.
What did you say?
Savannah.
Oh.
The well-breasted Shido lady.
Raven dick tattoos would still make you
her? Did you like her at some point?
First off, let's talk
because of her tits.
No, not
she was being her title, not her person, because that's the job.
Yeah.
Who? Yeah. Are we talking about tWoTcast there?
tWoTcast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because they are young and okay.
And
Savannah,
that's true.
That's
true. But we're literally talking about the end of the world.
Not for long.
They don't see it as that.
Hopefully not for long.
They didn't see it like that.
Hopefully.
Guess what? If you're wrong, it doesn't matter.
They've never seen any real danger. They still have had some kind of luck going with them. So even when they thought they were in danger, they never really believed they were going to die or in danger.
I love that they Taffy, by the way, listed through two different.
She's literally talking about Elaine and tWoTcast.
I am.
I know exactly what she's doing. They is Elaine with her dumbass min viewing that she was being a fucking idiot with, and then tWoTcast.
That's still the worst. Anyways,
Matt.
That is why I had to fulfill what should have happened to Elaine for being a careless pregnant mother.
Yeah, and that was fantastic.
That's why my first Jordan Con cosplay was Zombie Elaine with a dead zombie baby sticking out of the belly.
Loved it.
Someone should have
I had to fulfill that.
Someone has to portray what should have happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jono, what's your last? Give us one last one, and
it was Savannah.
Shit.
I'm still waiting to hear what he liked about. Is it the tits?
Yeah.
How dare you? What is it?
I don't know.
Just said no.
Is it tits?
No.
I just remember her being always terrible. But
think of it.
I don't want to
you guys just praised to a certain extent. There was at least some admiration for.
Is that
Elaine.
why Dana Lou left? Because I said cunt.
Probably.
You just said all day long. That's fine. Yeah. There was some admiration for. There was some admiration for the in-game misship of Elaine of tWoTcast, right? What's wrong with Savannah doing this same thing? What's wrong with her taking her fake tattooed boyfriend and trumpeting him around like he's supposed to be the Dragon Reborn.
Karan. Yeah, gotcha.
What's wrong with that? She was really bringing glory to the Shido. And, what's your issue here?
Okay. No, that's cool because I've never really contemplated that.
Of course not.
I know because I'm just a woman.
Yeah, no, Jono, I'm going to disagree with you on this one. And I hate her from the beginning, and I hate her at the end, and everything that happens to her in between, where she has even a modicum of power, which is way more than it should be, makes me want to scream and burn the book.
She's just pretty terrible.
I hate her so much.
She's not even
just hate from the beginning to the end.
Okay. Taffy?
That was well said, Joey.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joey. Can I tell you my opinion? Now you guys
yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I hate her all the way till the end. And then I loved what happened to her.
Oh. I see where you're going here.
Yeah. And that's why it's a plot.
I can't remember ever liking Savannah.
You don't love her at the end when she gets captured by was it Theodrin?
I mean, that was kind of like the best comeuppance.
Yeah. What was her name? It wasn't Theodrin. That's the it was
Galena.
Thoreva.
No, not Galena. Thoreva, yeah.
Galena. It's Thoreva.
Not Galena. Galena is who she was treated.
Yeah, the wise woman who takes her capture and has her by like literally the fucking like soul pretty much. Yeah. So
everything she wasn't really even doing she wasn't like I want what's best for the Shido. She was just power hungry.
Oh yeah.
Like,
which is why Elida sucks. Yeah. Which is the parts that I hate Tuon for and stuff like that. Like, and that's, every time one of the characters grasps for power, I'm like, fuck you. And that's it's like, go to hell.
Oh my god.
How dare you not appreciate the work?
I really figured out now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's when she's at her best at the end when she is enslaved pretty much by Thoreva. And
but is it good enough though? Is it good enough for her?
I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty.
I would really like drawn and quartered.
She and Galena are
axing off limbs and being like interrogated. Like I just
with a spoon. She's not even going to get a spoon. They're going to make her take one of her own teeth out and dig holes with her teeth. And
that's true. They probably will.
Here's
a miniature shovel. Here's a toothpick and one of your teeth. And that you can make a shovel out of that. Living on to suffer is the worst punishment. Yeah, it is.
Which is a good punishment. That's the best part about
it.
Well, Parent didn't kill that Aiel that he
real women of
quartered
power.
and drawn.
Hold on. What were we saying, Taffy?
Well, she wanted to be like them. She never was like them. And then she proved it with like how she never did anything good with her authority. And then that's like, instead of killing her, it'd be better for her to be taught humility.
It's perfect, right?
Oh, that's a series.
In your comments, but
I said somebody fucked up and had dick tattoos on a raven. They said now the Empress has personalized ravens. I guess their Tower of Races.
I love what happened there in the chat. That's
the hatchery is the balls. Oh man, that's good. That's good on a lot of levels.
That was
what an amazing series of remarks, Wild Man.
It was well displayed.
Chat champion of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've done it. We've done it, right? That's tWoTcast for this week.
I've got 8,000 more topics.
Oh God, 8,000 more. Jesus Christ!
All right, we should have done this a few minutes ago.
Do you have a man? You want to rip up and down?
Yeah, can we rip a man asunder, Jono?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a lot of women. Oh, well, Garfin and Garkin were men. Roland a man, Andrel a man. We talked about
Garfin. My last 2 words. Gork.
It's like the women was like the end of the big finale fireworks display. Just a bunch of women.
Usually I'm too drunk and it's just kind of a soft little. But yeah.
Nice point, Taffy. How dare you on Holocaust? We talked about that.
So what are your thoughts on, let's do a male character, Narg?
Dumb as shit.
It's the dumbest of the Trollocs. When Narg says Narg is smart, like we all know he's not, right?
Don't blame him. Don't believe
That's
him.
Homer. That's Homer Simpson reading the card like SMRT. You know?
Yeah.
What, Taffy?
Well, just anytime anybody says that they're smart.
Yeah, that's just no. It's not.
What if he's not smart? He's a genius. Oh, Narg's just smart.
But
I feel like.
What if he can't speak Trolloc? Maybe that's the only thing he can say, like Groot.
Oh, that's fantastic! I love that idea.
Narg is smart, and that's all he can say.
Yeah.
And all the Trollocs make fun of him because he's a fucking idiot. You can't speak Trolloc.
Yeah.
Lark talk long enough to not to die and not teach other Trolloc.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So it's a very important take. And then lastly,
so if you're smart, you don't need to say you're smart. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's an old tale. It's nothing new.
Yeah, listen, Jono's real smart.
Tale as old as time.
Right, Iris? I mean, that seems like something that's been said many times before. Mm-hmm. Probably in the fairy tales where all the children die. The really old, fairy old.
And then lastly, what are your thoughts on Bella?
Is Bella the creator?
No.
Should Bella have kept living for so long?
Just want your thoughts, Taffy.
What do you think about Bella's servitude as the horse that never dies?
Or the horse that never should have lived? You get 3 more seconds of ums.
You know what? I used to think about Bella more, and I don't think about Bella that much anymore, so I don't know.
I also used to have a horse butt plug, like one of those, like a tail. Mm-hmm. Is that why I lost mine? So I don't think about Bella as much now.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's tWoTcast for this week. Good Lord. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below, and in theory, we'll get better at responding to them. I keep reading that sentence, and we are better, just not good.
I've had a response or two.
You can listen to the audio version of the show wherever you get your podcasts. tWoTcast theme songs brought to you by the one and only Taffy Bennington, who is currently on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so humbled and amazed to be here with you guys.
Taffy, stop that.
What? It's true.
We bask in your presence, not the other way around.
Hey, are you guys coming to Dragon Con?
I think I'm lucky that I got there that one time.
I was man.
Right.
That's still one of the most fun Dragon Cons.
Maybe in like 5 years or something. I don't know. Like, is it still as cool as I mean, I feel like we got there just before it blew up and became like way too big. Is that true? It was like it was in the free hotel.
Perhaps.
We had a cool location for our hotel.
We have the same room your grandfather in.
Oh.
Not then, Jono. We were at a different place there. Thank you, Taffy, for being on the show. We love you.
We love you.
I love you guys so much.
We love you to death. You're the best.
And I love you, fellow tWoTcast fans that are here. And yes, so nice to see everybody.
Watch all of Taffy's amazing videos. Why don't you already? You know, link to that is below. You know, Taffy will tell you not to watch it, but we don't listen to her and just watch her amazing stuff.
Don't listen to her.
There's a variety of songs, and there might be something that someone might find.
There's always something that somebody loves, Taffy.
Hotel Convention.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, because you guys are all in that.
Butterflies taste like butter and flies. One of my favorites.
That was fun.
Angel Buttertime brings us our outro song. Links to his stuff is below as well. Join us next week for more Wheel of Time covering, I'm not sure, because Tom might be back, and we might be back on...
Track?
No, not track. Don't be ridiculous. But we might do some Wheel of Time awards again. We don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. If Tom's back, it changes everything. If he's not, we might go more of this. I don't know.
You guys are very flexible.
Yeah, we got to be. When Tom's not coming back, or maybe will, or maybe won't. We don't know.
I'll be honest. I don't know if I've got too many more tWoTcast.
I'm Jono. Say goodnight, Jono.
Good night, Jono.
Good night, Jono.
Good night,
and Taffy.
Bye.
Bye. Get the change. You filthy animals.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast code.